Let's go live now to Durham Police headquarters in Whitby for an update on Project Swan. Let's listen in.
The Durham Regional Police Service began receiving complaints about investment fraud involving a gentleman by the name of Adrian Platurski and AP Private Equity. Mr. Platurski claimed to be an extremely profitable investor in foreign exchange and cryptocurrency, and actually referred to himself as the Crypto King. It's alleged that Platurski solicited funds from investors, promising massive profits and also guaranteeing no loss of the original money put out by investors. These investors became concerned when they were unable to access money held by Platurski and came forward to police. During that time, Platurski also used other people to act on his behalf. A joint investigation launched by the Durham Regional Police Service Financial Crimes Unit and the Ottawa Securities Commission, the regulator for capital markets in this province, resulted in a project we dubbed Project Swan. This investigation was extremely thorough, with countless interviews conducted and over 40 court orders being sought to gather evidence. This case involved a large number of victims and required meticulous analysis of thousands of financial documents, which took over 18 months before resulting in the arrest of 2 parties. Through this investigation, police also became aware of another individual, Colin Murphy, who also claimed to be generating large weekly profits through savvy investments. The victims provided money to Murphy with the expectation that he was investing it on their behalf and would return to them with large profits. It is alleged that these victims were ultimately defrauded and unable to recover their funds. On May 10th of this year, Colin Murphy, age 27 of Oshawa, was arrested and charged with fraud over $5,000. On May 14th, Adrian Platurski, 25, of Whitby, was arrested and charged with fraud over $5,000 and laundering proceeds of crime. Investigators have spoken to many people who have been impacted by this fraud and encourage anyone who may be a victim or thinks that they may be a victim to come forward, particularly anybody who has dealt with Mr. Platurski, Mr. Murphy, or AP Private Equity. We need your information, and this investigation remains active. We have information that Mr. Platurski may have been attempting to solicit investors as recently as February of this year. And so our concern goes out, and our appeal goes out to those who may have been contacted by him. The successful outcome of this investigation underscores the effectiveness of collaboration between law enforcement agencies and regulatory bodies. We extend our appreciation to all partners involved in this joint effort to combat serious financial fraud and, more importantly, preventing others from becoming victims. Fraud has advanced alongside current technology and has been increasingly more sophisticated over time. It is more important than ever to ensure members of our community take precautions when dealing with financial investments. For more information on crime prevention and fraud prevention specifically, please visit our website. I would now like to invite Mr. Stephen Henkel of the Ottawa Securities Commission to speak. Detective Jasiak and Detective Constable Zano will also be here available to answer some questions. Steve?
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon. These charges are a prime example of effective collaboration between a securities regulator and a law enforcement agency. In addition to our partners at the Durham Regional Police Service, I want to acknowledge the assistance of the Toronto Police Service, York Regional Police, Halton Regional Police, the Ontario Provincial Police, TRAC, Canada Border Services Agency, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and the many financial institutions that worked with us throughout this investigation. The Ontario Securities Commission is an independent Crown agency that regulates Ontario's capital markets. The OSC works to protect investors by making and enforcing rules governing the securities industry in Ontario. The OSC and Durham first met to discuss this investigation in October of 2022. Recognizing the need for action, we quickly formed a partnership built on each agency's strengths. Both agencies were involved in investor interviews, of which there were many. We are grateful to the investors who came forward to tell their stories and assist in providing valuable evidence in this case. As Chief Moreira mentioned, the size of the alleged fraud was massive and spanned across multiple jurisdictions. The investigative team included forensic accountants from the OSC. This specialized skill set was vital in the investigation because it enabled us to analyze huge volumes of financial information, quantify the alleged fraud, and follow the money. We are aware that Mr. Platursky may have been attempting to solicit new investors as recently as February 2024. It is important to note that neither Mr. Platursky nor Mr. Murphy were registered with the OSC in any capacity. This means they are not permitted to engage in the business of trading securities or providing investment advice. It is critical that all those considering whether to purchase digital assets or any investment product first check whether the person or the business they are dealing with is registered with Canadian securities regulators. You can do this at www.aretheyregistered.ca. If you have not already done so, we encourage any investors who have been approached by Mr. Platursky or Mr. Murphy, or who have invested with AP Private Equity Incorporated, to contact the OSC's Contact Center at 1-877-785-1555, which is a toll-free number, or by emailing us at inquiries@osc.gov.on.ca. Thank you.